With me and the corporations is, first of all, let me say there are some great corporations and there's some great leaders of corporations. But the vast majority of the ones that I'm talking about are controlling our politics. They're controlling the government. They pay for everybody's campaigns, and they write the laws. And the laws, by their lawyers, write the laws and hand them over to the legislators who might change a word or two here or there, but basically just go for it because these guys got elected with the money of these corporations. And this goes on and on and on and on and on in our government all the time now. So democracy is really corpocracy, if you will. It's a different thing. Now this is my view, and it's one man's view.
You're aware that an awful lot of people who like your music will say, boy, when Neil talks that way, he is, I'm put this in quotation marks, he's pretty far left wing, socialist, come bomb-throwing Bolshevik.
You know, look at this, Dan. Before the media got a hold of these things, were there red states and blue states? Did they not separate the country into two pieces? Did they not say left and right? Where did this all start? These are all Americans. Everybody's an individual in this country, and it's a great country. And I truly believe that at the soul of the whole thing is people, not corporations. So it bothers me to see corporations usurping what should be the vote of the people and choosing the candidates, paying for the campaigns. It doesn't happen everywhere in the world. It really is. This is one of the only places in the world where it does happen. And this is where we have so many problems. With the corporate government control. I just don't like it.
Is there a particular story behind Harvest Moon?
That's one of my favorite songs because it's a real song about real feelings. I kind of remember when I first started writing the melody and everything. I was on my boat in the Caribbean. I started writing this melody and it started coming to me, and then finally the whole thing came, and then I had the words, and it was. But what really touched me about that song, even more than singing the song, even though it was fun to do it and make the record, and Linda Ronstadt came in and put these beautiful vocals on, and it blew my mind how well it all turned out. But the thing was that people come up to me now. And they say, we played that at our wedding, you know, we played that when we first met, that song was playing. Things like that. A romantic atmosphere of the song. There's something about it that brings that out in people. So it's interesting. It's nice to see. It's like if you're a farmer and you're out there and you're throwing these seeds out and everything, and then you reach in this other bag and throw out the seeds, and suddenly there's like 8 or 10 cows right there just all checking out those seeds. Now, what's the difference between that one and the other ones? I don't know, but there they are. They're all beautiful, blue-eyed, big eyelashes, cows looking at you, you know. It's all good. It's perfect. They're so happy to have the food. Right. I mean, what happened? I don't know what happened, but that's the same thing that happened with that song.
And using the quote out of one of your songs, is it better to burn out or just fade slowly away?
Well, for rock and roll, Jimi Hendrix burned out, okay? Bang, he was gone. Kurt Cobain, bang, gone. Buddy Holly, bang, gone. Great, Richie Valens, bang, gone. They went at their peak. And that's the way everybody remembers them. And that's what rock and roll is all about, that edge, the peak, the thing. So you look at that and you go, well, maybe it is better to just burn out than it is to fade away for rock and roll. And this song's about rock and roll. It's not about life. Life has children, it has family, it has relationships, it has nature, it has beauty, it has all of these other things that rock and roll is part of, but rock and roll is its own thing, and it's an animal all to itself. So I was singing about rock and roll. But for rock and roll, if that's all you are, and that's all you want to do, exploding is not bad. But there's a lot more to life than just rock and roll.
Well, there's a lot more to your music than rock and roll.
Yeah, but I love to rock.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to be here.
Rock on.
Yeah. That's good.
By the way, you've often been called the soul of rock and roll. What is the soul of rock and roll?
Boy, that's a big question. That's a
I
huge
get
question.
paid to
We
ask
might
big
have to
questions.
have somebody bring in an expert because you know, rock and roll is a free expression, and it's bigger than the words rock and roll. It's a creative, living performance art thing with music, and it has a lot to do with youth and expression and feeling that you're convinced about something and trying to bring it to light and make it explode so people see it. And also, it's just personal expression where you just let yourself go. And if you're with the right people, you all go together. And when that happens, improvisation happens, things start to rise, the people in the audience realize that you're now on your own. Everybody's going together, they're with you, you're with them, everything's happening at once right here for the first and only time like this. And it's really in a great groove. And the primitive thing of the beat and the people together and the growing kind of throb is the heart and soul of rock and roll.
If we're going to play one Neil Young song, what are we going to play?
Well, you know, I can't say, because that's what other people are for. I only create the songs. I don't have the future of the songs in mind. I don't have that. If I did, I would miss so many songs, where I was so busy taking care of the ones that I'd made that I missed 3 new ones that came in. I was busy, I couldn't do it. I heard it, but I didn't pay attention. That's not happening with me. If I hear it, I pay attention. I'll take care of it until it's gone, until I get it out there, and then I feel like I've done it. And if I think there's something more I can do, like in the case of the Monsanto years on Earth, I'll do it. And I'll try to do it, and then I'll let it go. Now I feel better about that song because of the way I did it. And but it's gone now. It's gone. It's great, but it's
Would
gone.
you argue with me if I said, well, okay, in answer to the question, Neil wouldn't pick a song, but if I picked Heart of Gold, would you be disappointed?
No, it was a real song. Any song would do. You know, they all do. You know, there's other ones. But Heart of Gold is one that a lot of people know me by, and it's oddly enough, it's some people think that's Neil, and other people think that's not Neil. This is Neil,
Right.
you know. And I go, okay, great, that's fine. You guys work it out. I'm doing Greendale right now, or I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm into something else, you know, because that's what keeps life happening, you know. That's why this interview is great for you, but there's another interview too. It's down the road a little bit. And you can feel it coming and what you're going to do. I mean, just sitting around, it comes to you, you know. What
I hope you're right about that.
I do too.